Hello, and welcome to Universally Direct. Today, I want to talk about how I read a book to my son the other day. And just let me tell you right off the bat, it wasn't easy. It was hard. It was hard for me, it was hard for him. It took 2 hours to get through this book, but it was super important because my son's kind of been behind. He's in first grade, and it's not just about play-based learning anymore. He's like really getting into, you know, how to read, how to do math. He's learning about science and all kind of things now, and it's only going to pick up from here. So when I found out that he was a little bit behind, I started worrying. I mean, it's a big deal to me, started to get stressed out. I mean, I don't want him to be behind. I need him to catch up, and I want him to be exceeding, expectations. I want him to be at the top of his class, in every subject. I just want the best for him that I possibly can give him. And so, we found out he was slacking off. I mean, not really on his part, maybe slacking, but he was falling behind. So I read a book with him the other day, and it's a new book, like at a harder level that he's supposed to be at. Well, actually, he's supposed to be a little bit farther even than this new book, but it was the next level up, and it was hard, man. Um, and the fact that it took so long, it meant that, like, he had just really no real firm idea of how to start reading at this next higher level. And I'm not trying to knock on his teacher or anything, but you know, no teacher has 2 hours to spend with every single kid to get them through. And with the group lesson, there's going to be some kids that don't understand as much as others, and then some kids that are asking questions because they want to know even more. And it's hard. It takes parents and takes a dad to get involved, to make it a part of your agenda, make it one of your priorities, that you get involved with your kids' education. The same way I'm involved with my sons, and I'm going to be with my daughters, because I am not going to blame his teacher. I'm not going to blame him and say he's just slacking off and resort to punishment and try to just use discipline only. We need to facilitate. It took me 2 hours of personally teaching him, but you know what? We got it done. And by the end of that 2 hours, he was able to read that book from start to finish, straight through, no problems. And I'm talking about when he was first starting page one, he could barely even read the first word. Like, he couldn't read any of it. Not the first sentence, not the first page. And word by word, we went through. And when you take that much responsibility for your son's learning or your daughter's learning, that's the only way to really ensure that they're going to really understand, like, the way they need to. Especially if there's someone that just isn't getting it all the way in class, like my son wasn't. you know it might just take that extra effort. And in my mind, it should never be too much to ask. I don't give a damn how tired you are. You know what? Like, these are your kids. You want them to have the best chance at success. And so for that, you do anything and everything. There's never too much when it comes to them. And, well, there's never too much when it comes to my son or my daughter. And, it was also so beneficial for me to take the time to help him and just devote to working on him getting smarter, because it taught me, and I got something out of it. I mean, it was stressful, and it was causing me anxiety. Like, dude, like, there was times when I just didn't know what else or how else to say what, like, how to read that specific word, or what those sounds were, and like what combinations of letters make a different sound, because he can't just sound it out now. He's at a level where like he's got to start remembering patterns in words and how those make specific sounds, because English, it's not so cut and dry as to just pronounce every letter through, and that'll be the way you say the word. There's a lot of special rules to it, and exceptions. So, it helped me because it was an exercise in my patience and in my compassion, to not get down or get frustrated myself when I didn't know how to teach him. I had to figure that out and do it in a patient manner. And, you know, it was good for both of us. And it's something I hope like he remembers later on. It's like, learning how to read, not just at school, where he's just one of 20. And, but learning here at home with the people that care the most about him. It's great for your kids. It's great for you, read to them. I can attest that, my mother reading to me at an early age and all the reading I did, it has a direct correlation to how intelligent I am now. And, the more you can articulate your thoughts, the more you'll find that you can express ideas and have conversations at the deepest level with anyone about anything. And it comes from a mastery of the language that you speak. And if you're bilingual or multilingual, then all the more power to you. But, language, I believe, is one of the building blocks, and reading is essential. These are keys to intelligence. And definitely reading with your kids is the best thing you could do for both them and you, because y'all will both get something out of it if you're doing it right. All right. Till next time, guys. Universally directing.